Welcome to the video. This is a part 2 of a multiple part video, so if you haven't seen part 1, it'll be linked in the description. And before we begin, please consider subscribing, as I want to reach 1000 subs before the IRS finds me. Oh, and don't mind the different voice. Alrighty, let's begin. Last episode we got 2 pieces of the Cobalt shards back and sent Bowser Jr. back to Brazil. After returning to our time and talking with EGAT, he has news about a new time hall, and this one has readings that indicate he just castled out the past. Although unfortunately, we need more pieces of the Cobalt shards to open up the main entrance, so for now, we're just gonna focus on getting more pieces. Before heading to the next area, as usual I went straight for the shop. I saw some badges, but they weren't worth it because I could still get them in the next area. I did however buy branded slacks for Mario, because his attack stat goes down like very little, but his defense stat, they go up decently high, so you'll be able to see how worth his purchase was in a bit. There was a new bro attacks in the shop. I bought 5 trampolines and no pocket jumps for now. Not to mention I also stocked up on green shells and ice flowers because they are very much essential, since it lets you debuff enemies' attack, defense, and speed, etc. After this we go out to the garden, and Toadsworth Duo are using a new move to please the baby princess. We were thinking about something completely different when I said that. Anywho, they teach us the move, and we get on with the next area, that of which is Grid's Desert. Soon after entering this area, we find Kylie Koopa, and she tells us she heard that there are rumors of Princess Peach being right here in the desert. She also heard that there's a secret entrance, and in order to find it you have to do something with 4 beacons. So now the task at hand is activating the set beacons. You can see them on the map, of course. And in order to activate them, you must hit them with either the adult bros or the babies, and then at the complete other side of the map with the vice versa, so the babies or the adult bros. And if you do that, it'll just shoot a beam and they'll connect at the middle, which will be half the puzzle, and if you do that twice you're done. There's also lots of stuff to be found around the desert, but my controller was acting up and I got into a lot of fight encounters, which made me consider turning into Paragus from the first Z Broly movie. 4 beacons later and we get a block. Now we can enter the Koopazeum. We find Kylie Koopa in here, and then we see Princess Shroop on the stage. And wait, is that Peach? Oh, she's dead. Well, whatever. Then they kidnap Kylie Koopa, but I don't care, I need to rob this whole place. After absolutely ripping ass at this coin minigame and saving up here, we are at the boss. The Shrewboy Brad has 1100 HP, 83 attack and 55 defense. Before I talk about the boss fight, I want to say it's been like 2 weeks since I recorded the combat, so I got a little bit rusty, and oh man was I getting absolutely tilted. Also, I forgot to mention, the day I was recording the gameplay, that day, or the night prior I suppose, I got basically no sleep, so I thought it could be interesting because otherwise I'm gonna find the game too easy and I'm gonna just dodge everything like a pro. But this time there was actual difficulty, even though it was created by me, myself, but that's basically this whole challenge, so it's worth it. Anywho, the boss fight itself. The Brad isn't really weak to anything per se, but like any other boss, he can be debuffed. So he used a ton of ice flowers and occasionally some trampolines. His gimmick is that he looks at the crowd, and depending on the votes he gets, he attacks a specific bro. Throughout the whole fight, only Mario died once, and luckily only once, no one else died. Then everyone leveled up once and we got sent to underground. Luckily for me, the underground section is extremely short and there's also 2 shops here, and let me tell ya, they are dog shit, which is great because it means I will never have to come back to this place. The shop with gear and badges has its individual stuff, and it's all expensive and crap, so it's basically like getting Apple products. I kid you not when I say this area is just rolling around as a ball, extended to 20 minutes. The enemies are all annoying as hell to dodge because it's Boost 2.0 and some weird enemy with even weirder movement, but thankfully you can just drill through the ground as per usual. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing to talk about except the boss of this area. The absolute piece of shit PT Piranha? Yeah, you know what? I'll just keep that one in. He has 1300 HP, 90 attack and 72 defense. I hate fighting this guy because of when he's in the air, it's hard to debuff him because ice flowers are really slow when shooting from the back with the babies. And on the ground, you can't use stuff like the trampolines because of his sharp teeth. So you have to use fire flowers, which he is weak to. But that's still just boring. I want to use other stuff. Not to mention the attack where he dives unevenly is so weird to dodge that I got hit a few times with it. He either attacks first Mario or Luigi, and I'm not sure how to tell which side he's gonna attack first. In the first area with the boos, I find it to be quite simple because you just have to pay attention to which arm it is, and with the boos it's just which eye they cover. But this guy, oh, I cannot tell. Maybe I'm just not paying enough attention though. But still, in the end, I won and Mario only died once again. Yeah, they really gotta go like a little bit easier on him. He keeps dying every fucking boss fight. Everyone leveled up one time, and from the body of PT Piranha, what was left is Kylie Koopa, and the third piece of the Cobalt Shard. Kylie tells us when she got eaten by PT, then Peach was spit out, and we don't know where she is, but Kylie did in fact find a key for a Shroop spaceship or such in there, so that's a plus. The bros and Kylie go their separate ways, and in the next room we hear Peach screaming. When we go over there, we find out there's some sort of Shroop fungus stuck to her face, and seemingly no way to get it off. Unfortunately for now, all we can do is return back to our time. Hey, are you subbed? Are you subbed? I mean, what? When the bros get back to their time, they just let Peach rest, and while she does that, the bros learn more moves featuring the babies. Now you can become a criminal and turn the babies into little pancakes, or make them take flying lessons. With that, we have all the moves we'll be getting in this whole game. After this, we go back to check up on Peach, and we hear that someone's back. And when we get there, we find Bowser, who's planning to, obviously, kidnap Peach. The fungus on Peach's face attacks Bowser, and Bowser chews it up. But then he needs to cough or some shit, and Bowser and Peach just get taken to the past together. Of course, as per usual, before heading back into the fight, I go to the store and buy 2 lucky badges and assign them both to the babies. Honestly, this purchase was kind of doo-doo because, I'll be honest, after getting these badges I got less lucky hits on the babies, but you know, just my luck. Next up, Thwomp Volcano. Here's something you won't hear me say very often. I like this arena. I like this area. Yup, that's right, I do. Only design wise though, I hate the enemies and such. Now if you couldn't tell, this area is just a mountain. You have to climb, and at the top there's a volcano. I sure hope it doesn't erupt when we get there. As I said earlier, these recordings were on a day where I got no sleep, so I messed up a lot. Like a lot of button mashing while escaping enemy encounters. I probably lost around like 400 coins from messing up the escapes. The climbing mostly consists of using ball move to turn babies into pancakes, then spinning some gears to blow air, which makes them fly. When we're done with the climb, we find the princess's tiara. I think that's how you pronounce it, I don't remember. Or if you don't know what that means, it's like a royal crown for the princess. And yes, the fucking mountain just erupts. For the flame charm, by the way. And we also get this dialogue from Stofel, which I just love. So now we need to find a way to stop the volcano from killing us all, which is when we find Egad of the Past's lab. We tell him that the volcano erupted, and soon after he sees it for himself. I don't mean that he goes outside to check up on it, no. His lab just gets fucking blown up. Yep. This is when we put the fire out using the babies, and Iga gets an idea from his past self to his future self, and he makes a water pump machine in the future, and using the time hole sends it back to stop the volcano from the past. I know that's not how time travel works, but I really don't give a shit. We make our way back to the mountain and find a thwomp and a giant piece of ugly fat rock. We learn that the thwomp loves playing in the volcano when it erupts, but since we put it out, he's very sad, which makes his Karen wife attack us. Mrs. Thwomp has 230 HP, 105 attack, 105 defense, and is level 18. Now here's a sad thing about this part. Luigi got hit really early on, so his damage was lowered, and the longer you do this fight, the more items you get from the boss due to a specific attack. I'll be selling half of my pro items you get from this fight because I think it's kinda lame that I got hit super early and that's what caused this. You could say it's fair and square, but I don't want it that way. I'm also adding a new rule to the challenge, and that is I can't play minigames that give me money to farm money more when I need it, because I like that money is actually limited this time around. Anywho, if you didn't understand all that talk, I'll put it in caveman. Boss give too much item, too much money. Me sad. Me kill boss. Me and Thwomp go in mountain. The Thwomp takes us into the volcano because we're trying to save Peach, which he finds to be very manly but also very important. And after getting on the Thwomp, we get a cutscene for Bowser and Bowser Jr. getting acquainted. I'm sure this will lead nowhere bad for us. I keep making this joke. Shut the fuck up. We are at the next area, and boy do I actually love this place. It's very short compared to the usual, and the enemies are quite fun to fight. And not only that, one of two enemies you fight with the whole team straight up run from you, because it's a gimmick fight that is completely optional. So that works for me. There are a lot of coins in this area and that you can get, and I got like 99% of them, but I know I missed one room, and I'll be honest, I was just a bit too late to go back, so I just skipped it. And after a while we find a big thwomp, like a really big one, and he takes you further down into the volcano. In order to get to the boss fight, we must hit some switches so the thwomp can go through them. It's usually just go around a little and hit a block or play a short minigame, so they aren't too difficult. After hitting the green and red switch, we get to the blue one, which is just, free. And if you use it, you go straight to the boss, but you know me, I'm big man, I have big skill. I hit it right away and I just get to the boss right away. Unfortunately though, I do have little patience, so you should subscribe. When we get to the boss, Bowser Jr. jump scares the babies first, and then Big Bowser jump scares the adult bros, so that just tells us, hey, they're gonna be working together, not individually. It's gonna suck. But good for me, the Big Bowser is weak to ice flowers. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? It would be boring to only use one single attack for the whole boss fight, so I did use some other stuff, but yeah, I gotta do it. Oh, and if you didn't know, you can also get copy flowers in this area. You cannot buy them at this shop before this area, you have to find them here first if you want to use them in this boss fight. Though I think you can buy it like after you get to the Castle of the Future later. Basically, it's the trampolines, but faster. Anyway, as I said earlier, this fight is Big Bowser and Bowser Jr. at the same time. And if you do a specific counterattack correctly, you can send Bowser off, which lets you bully Bowser Jr. for like a few turns before Bowser comes back. And after sending Bowser like 2 or 3 times, I managed to kill Bowser Jr. It's important that you kill Bowser Jr. first because he can heal Bowser using mushrooms and himself too. And Bowser only gets one more move after losing most of his HP, and that is fainting his fire breath attack. Of course, you can still dodge it even after getting fainted because it's a kid game, of course. Mario and Luigi both died once during this whole fight, and we level up twice on everyone except the babies. After the fight, Bowser takes off into space and Shroom's mothership captures the princess, so we pursue after it. Too bad for you, that's next episode. I won't say the third time in a video that you should subscribe, but like, you should, you know, you get the memo. If there's anything you particularly disliked, even if it's very minor, you can let me know, and I'll see what I can do about it, and see you at the next one. Cheers. I don't know if I'll be keeping this in, but if I am, the next part is just gonna be bloopers from me fucking up the voiceover, so enjoy. We are at the boss. The fuck. His gimmick is that he looks at the crowd, and depending on the votes he gets, he gets. Not to mention the attack where he dives unevenly is so weird to dodge that I gotta they really gotta go like a little. When the bros get back to their time, they just let Peach rest, and while she does that, the bros learn Thwomp Volcano. Here's something you won't hear me say very often. I like this arena. Fuck! So now we need to find a way to stop the volcano from killing us all, which is when we find Egad's lap of the fat. Fuck! So now we need to find a way to stop the volcano from killing us all, which is when we find Egad's past of the fuck!